But first, I'm John Bachman with this Newsmax Now update. New info coming in this afternoon from the White House and Pentagon as the attacks on ISIS ramp up. As you hear there, American missiles and fighter jets streaked into Syria, hitting both ISIS and al-Qaeda fighters known as the Khorasan Group, along with the American fighters. 5 Arab countries sent in jets as well. In all, they hit more than a dozen ISIS targets. General William Mayville, a member of the Joint Chiefs Staff, just recently addressed the attacks on those Khorasan fighters.
We've been watching this group closely for some time. We believe the Khorasan Group was nearing the execution phase of an attack either in Europe or the homeland.
Earlier, the president talked about the crucial role played by these Arab countries in those airstrikes.
Last night, we also took strikes to disrupt plotting against the United States and our allies by seasoned al-Qaeda operatives in Syria who are known as the Khorasan Group. And once again, it must be clear to anyone who would plot against America and try to do Americans harm that we will not tolerate safe havens for terrorists who threaten our people.
And we move on now, moving ahead also today, Osama bin Laden's mouthpiece, his son-in-law also has been sentenced to prison for life. Suleiman Abu Ghaith has just been sentenced to life behind bars in Manhattan federal court. He was convicted in March of conspiracy charges after making videos recruiting terrorists following 9/11. And the family of Omar Gonzalez, the knife-wielding intruder who made it all the way into the White House, is now speaking out.
He feels abandoned by his country, by his family, by everybody, you know. He lost his wife, his house, the military. I mean, that's all he ever known. Now, lost his way of living. I mean, all that takes its toll on a person.
Prosecutors say Gonzalez had hundreds of rounds of ammo in his car, as well as a machete and hatchets. Also this week, the House Oversight Committee, or maybe next week, will hold a rare recess hearing on the situation involving security and the Secret Service. 2 Palestinians suspected of kidnapping and murdering 3 Israeli teens over the summer have been killed in the West Bank. The disappearance of the teens in June kicked off a massive manhunt by IDF forces and sparked the 50-day Gaza war. The bodies of the teens were found in a field in the West Bank back in July. Israeli forces got a tip about a week ago that led them to a hideout in Hebron. They then killed the 2 men inside after they came under fire. And officials warn the amount of people infected with the Ebola virus could grow exponentially in the next few weeks. The World Health Organization says the number of cases could hit 21,000. The WHO also says there aren't enough supplies and doctors in West Africa to treat the current number of patients. Meanwhile, a new report from the Centers for Disease Control predicts that number could top 1.4 million cases by the first of the year. We'll have another update coming up for you in 30 minutes. I'm John Bachman. For now, we'll send it back to Midpoint and Ed Berliner.